Good morning and happy Monday to you guys. I hope your weekend was good. Here in Oklahoma, the weather was beautiful, so I got out and enjoyed just great warm weather. It's starting to kind of cool off now, but it's still beautiful. And I like this a whole lot more than I like cold. I'm not a fan of cold weather, and so I'm like, bring me spring, bring me summer. I love it. But I hope that you guys have had a good weekend. Hopefully your Monday starts off great, and your week goes well also. So let's dive in. Today's title is One Problem After Another. Our verse is from 1 Peter 4 verses 12 and 13. It says, friends, when life gets really difficult, don't jump to the conclusion that God isn't on the job. Instead, be glad that you are in the very thick of what Christ experienced. This is a spiritual refining process with glory just around the corner. I don't think we think about trials and tribulations that way. We don't think about it as a blessing and being, in the midst of what Christ experienced. We just want out of it. And that's normal. I think that's human part of us to just want out of it. It says no one gets to skate through life problem free. Like math class, every time you solve one problem, another is waiting. Not all of them are big, but all are significant in God's growth process for you. I think that's how life works. We get through one thing and then we just have to tackle another. That's just life. Now, is every problem going to be major? No, but it's a problem nonetheless. It says God uses problems to draw you closer to Him. Here are a few examples. God could have kept Joseph out of jail, kept Daniel out of the lion's den, kept Jeremiah from being tossed into a slimy pit, kept Paul from being shipwrecked 3 times, and kept the 3 young Hebrew men from being thrown into the blazing furnace. But He didn't. He let those problems happen, and every one of those people got closer to God because of it. God shows up in amazing ways when we get thrown into problems. Just like in those examples. He shows up in incredible ways. Sometimes in order for God to show Himself, we have to go through crazy situations. Problems force us to look to God and depend on Him instead of ourselves. You will never know God is all you need until God is all you've got. When you're in pain or facing a problem, stay focused on God's plan. That is how Jesus endured the pain of dying on the cross. We can follow His example. A long time ago, whenever I used Twitter a lot more, I don't use it now very much at all, but I had came up with, I just try and post like sayings and stuff, and I came up with one, and I'm trying to remember exactly how I phrased it, but it was basically, sometimes we hit rock bottom so that God can come in and we can see how powerful He is. Sometimes we have to get to rock bottom so that we can trust God enough to get us out. Because sometimes, whenever things are going great, it's easy to just, God, you're good. You're doing great things. I love you. When stuff gets hard, it's a little bit harder to put that complete faith and trust in God because we don't know what's going on. We like to have control. We do. We're human. So whenever stuff gets hard, it's a little bit tougher to say, God, you've got this sometimes. So sometimes I think we hit rock bottom so that God can pull us out and say, I'm capable. I've got this, I promise. Prayer says, When I have little or big problems, Lord, I want to turn to you for help and guidance. Sometimes I want to fix them myself, but I know you've got them handled. I trust you. God has everything handled. God is right there with us through big problems, little problems. Doesn't matter. He will come through every single time. Everyone, go have a great Monday. Have a great start to your week. And as always, go be the example.